Namo.
Om.
Namo Bhagavate Namo. Om Namo Bhagavate Namo.
Name
Chugare Satguru
Satguru
Sri Guru
Name
Adguru Chugakare Satguru Sri Guru Adguru
Name Satguru Name Siri Guru
Long deep breath. And now can we put the chat now?
Okay.
It says, if you need to leave before our normal hour, please let us know before the session. First we'll tune in and then we'll listen to our message from Baba Siddhi Chand. Here is our 1/3 humanity for keeping up and being light workers. As we know that pure love is the center for our times. As we find that we are already feeling these challenging times, now please understand how we can work during these situations, such as seeing civil unrest, more climate changes for our Earth, flooding, earthquakes, volcanoes, tsunamis, wildfires, drought, loss of emergency help, shelter, medical care, mental, physical, and spiritual care, loss of our economy, little power, loss of water, no real leaders, chaos. Do we understand our directive? Oh, yeah. So then Baba Siddhi Chand's questions. 1. So how do we maintain and raise ourselves and help each other? Question 2. Include your own as well as others' sanity. Question 3. Please remember that the whole world is changing, shifting for the amazing best. WAHE GURU. So we'll do 1 minute of heart pumping and 5 minutes of heart breath.
Got it.
Yeah?
Good. Thank you. So
Thank you.
wait a minute. Very good. And so now begin 1 minute heart breath, heart pumping, and begin. And now begin 5 minutes for heart breath. Inhale. exhale. Breathe. Okay. Aagia Pal.
Yeah. Thank you. Um, so from what I heard from Baba was turn yourself into gold, and which he said, what you need. This is what you need to do is to just go through this alchemist fire and just to stay in it, because it's what I said to him was that this is really hard. I'm not sure how much more of this I can really take. Every day I hear something worse about what's happened to people. And he said, this is uh, the alchemy. This is the alchemist's fire that you're going through. And so, and it was. Oh, then he showed me people, because this is a time when um, you know push comes to shove, and the people who are real people, real loving, respectful, strong, lots of integrity people are standing up, and they're taking risks, and they're taking responsibility and so forth. He showed me as an example Rachel Maddow, and how she is saying what she is saying now, and uh, Lawrence, the other guy that's on MSNBC with her, and and people like that are, I say to myself, wow, if I were in their shoes, I'd be quaking right now. I'd be like shivering in my shoes because uh, of the danger of sacrifice, self-sacrifice. So he said that, um, so anyway, he showed me these people as people that for me to keep in my radar, keep really in tune with. And he said he was going to continue to show me more about how to stay in this alchemist fire without disintegrating or without turning around and jetting out. And right. So I said, "You mean there's no way out of this?" And he said, "No, you're far enough into this that no, there's no turning back." And the door's closed, so therefore I need to move forward, use all the tools, everything I've learned. Now is the time. When I used to run marathons and do triathlons and so on and so forth, I learned endurance. So this is what I have to apply now: endurance and perseverance, and um it's like everything and the mantra that he said for me to do, like as much as I can, is Satanama Ramadasa Sase Sohang. And so it's for my own healing and for the healing of you know of everyone. So also what's coming up is an increased heart-based love and sensitivity and willingness to reach out to people, which for me, I've taken a lot for granted. What it's, as I turn into gold, it kind of reflects onto me what I have taken for granted. And so it's really helped me focus on what is really, really important now. And so that's, yeah. So, and then he says, remember what your professor used to tell you all the time, anything that's worth doing is worth doing well. And I felt that, I need to stay in this, move through this and allow myself to be changed, and for the better, of course. So that's what, and he said, of course, he is always there for all of us, for me, for all of us. And and then I thanked him, um, and that was it. So, yeah, that
Wow.
was it.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
there you go. Amazing, huh? You got it.
Yes, I'm getting kind of beat up here. And going through the fire is quite an experience. And it melts it melts the ego, it melts everything, and it's the alchemy of it is, I think, that the other minerals, quote unquote, are people. So there, I am. It's forging a new me with a new love, and a new awareness and a new appreciation of the importance of how God's grace is working all through all of us.
Yeah.
And so that's, yeah. So I see that now. My eyes are much more open than they ever have been. And sight, all kinds of different kinds of sight for me, not just eyesight. I can, I'm seeing, I'm hearing, I'm, connecting into other people. So I'm now a prayer chaplain, and I do virtual calls and call people. And then when they don't, I sit and pray before I do that. And I'm getting all kinds of uh, feelings, I guess the word is, all kinds of sensory input about all these people. And the common thread throughout is that their physical, emotional, and spiritual bodies are infected, with uh, the mess, the dirt, the dust, the impurities that are in the world. And this is why these people are calling out for prayer and for help. It's for cleansing. And so anyway, I'm talking too much, so that's that. Thank you for listening.
Is there anything else? Let us go.
uh um oh, I'm sure there's like a ton, but this is the real it's really the heart of the issue is staying in this alchemist fire and allowing the pressure and the transformation in me, and the pain and all of that in me. um and it's not just all pain. There's some deep joy as well. which I have to continue to remind myself of. And so, yeah, so I think that's probably good for now. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Okay, Aagia Pal,
Yes.
are you doing the virtual chaplaincy for Unity?
Yeah, I just Reverend Megan mentioned on Sunday that there were 2 new members, and I'm one of them, and the other one, Susan, is took the class with me as well. So me and Susan and I, bad
Right.
English. Susan and I are the rookies on the block, and she's from Texas, and I'm from Connecticut.
Ah, wonderful. This is so good. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, because you have begun, you have always known about what you're talking about. You have known about your, what do you say, your future. You've always known that, and here you go.
Yeah, sort of on the way, right? Yep.
This is it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, Gian Das Prem.
Satnam. Hmm. Since last week, I've been experiencing these things. We have all been experiencing these things. And for me, I noticed that it did bring up some feelings from the past through the history and the noticing of the current behavior in this current part of the earth that we live on. The history is recent. So for me, in my soul, since coming into this particular body and doing the training that we've been doing and coming into that way of facing the breath and finding the truth within the being, and there's a certain silence within that being, and then we have this amazing way of visioning, whether it's through dreaming or through practices of us imagining being another person or what it's like to feel those type of feelings. And who we are as billions of people through all of these years and all of these changes throughout the times of the planet is there's life. And what Baba Siri Chand is just showing me is the advances, but yet also the wisdom in the ancient communications. And there's been a lot of deep earth going on for me the last week, facing my truths of actions from myself and noticing the similarities in the other people, and the contrast of the similarities coming together for an understanding of being in that mirror, the flipping of the mirror of they, me, us, them, we all dine within the self of this beautiful free movement and this way of action through the convictions of each person and the power of those convictions, and yet the freedom that's behind that, allowing that. And it's called a gimbal, where there's sort of that, it's actually a mechanical device that we use. And a good example would be when they did the movie Rocky and he ran up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And they made it was still. It was a still shot because the stillness of the camera going up the stairs it's like a floating type of thing where you're going along on the stairs, but there's an angle of that device which comes up at such an angle where it moves without moving, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
And there are certain species of this earth, right, that have really a whole bunch of legs and they sort of move along. And I used to look at that and say, wow, are those all people under that thing moving that, when I was younger, because I just saw all of these things working together, allowing that creature to move as one thing, but yet there was all this movement going on. And the earth, it's just so powerful, right? It's just this amazing ball that we get to live on. And here we are just going through all of these things now. And I think within my soul and within the noticing of these other souls throughout time coming together and all being able to be here at one time, some of us still have that part of the evolution that, okay, we're in a group. Sometimes we act out, we're at different parts of our lives, and the past and the responses that we're coming to deal with, clearing the aura, the toxins in our aura, to come into some sort of a composure with this composition, right? And it's sort of all given through, I was noticed today through a morning prayer, of noticing my younger self, the things that I may have, come to notice that are coming back to myself now. And a lot of that was, walking with nature and, being in places where I was just so overcome by the beauty of this life-giving planet. Is sort of like a seed that keeps seeding life and reseeding it and giving and taking. And there's just so much of that within the light, and that's what I'm being shown, is the light of, within our way of seeking through science and technology and the machines, that we're having a way of deciding now as to how much power do we want to wield within ourselves that extends to these machines. And the industrialization of the planet has, well, I was sort of taught 100-mile rule of when I was younger, of where's the food going to be if there's certain times of the year, or if certain things happen, how do we move and where do we go to move, so we know that we can go to higher ground in certain instances, or that we need to be at lower ground in certain instances, depending on the electromagnetic field of the earth and the movements going on from inner earth and whatnot. And it's, for me, composing and composting, and the dancing into the fire and breathing into that light aura. And going back to, there's a book, so compression and meridian points. And that was the message that I was given, to go back to the book and to focus on that, parts of the body, and going back to the healing through the light aura. And I was actually given a mantra too, the Sat Siri, Siri Akal, Maha Akal, Akal Amurit, WAHE GURU. Coming back, it's, for me, it's reminding me of that, the circle of the breath and the life and the death and the sun and the moon, coming back through that too, of our way of nature. Yeah. And there's no so fun and gun. We have a choice.
We are the choice.
So yeah.
When you say they, what
we have a choice. We have a choice to choose
they?
fun or a gun.
What?
Some people can see a gun as fun because it's so powerful to hold, and when you feel the reaction. For me, I put it down because I thought it was far too dangerous, and that I didn't want to have one, and I didn't agree with the part of that fun with the gun. And it's this back to the mother holding a baby, asking for help, is just so powerful of a thing for the solution-based society, because I really truly believe we are a solution-based society and that we all deserve to live freely and share our ideas amongst each other, and that we are developing into that point of that solution-based way, for us and personally for myself, and surrendering that as a man and noticing, any anger that I have left inside for the, the ways that people have been treated, and noticing that that's also can bring, that same sort of energy that we're coming back to, and noticing within ourselves of that change, for coming back to the caring of the human way of being able to help each other become more comfortable. And Wahe Guru. Thank you so much, Wahe Guru.
Thank you, dear. Now, I want to ask you something. In the beginning that you were talking about, do you have another group about, what was that, for soul, body coming to truth?
Well,
Was
I
it?
am. I do a weekly kirtan, and last week we had 33 people, and we did it outdoors. So that's something that I do every week. We do the 30 plus minute version. And I also try to do a weekly prayer group with another Quaker,
Mm-hmm.
which I am very fond of, due to the generosity and the peace loving kind-heartedness,
Wow.
which extends, I think, to all prayer, right? That deep prayer that we can go into.
Great. Okay, so this is I have heard this from to understand that we have community with each other. It's very important to continue with that. That is with our group and also with others, to move together through the healing and changing. Thank you. Okay, Sat City. Are you there?
I have a feeling it's my turn.
Oh,
No, Set City's here. There she is. I see.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for the wisdom and courage you're sharing today, and the really deep insight. It really helps me a lot. So, I'm going to try to go through this kind of fast because I've had a lot of profound things happening lately, and it's both on a personal level, which then seems to be leading into something really intense that I will share. That's more global and national. So basically, I just spent a couple of weeks with a really bizarre situation where I was, maybe even 6 weeks, maybe 40 days. I had some really tough things happening mental health wise, and I got put on these medicines.
Right.
And it totally erased my memory, which I've finally come what happened to me is, and that's, the psychiatrist kept saying, you have to stay on these. This is not a side effect. There's no proof. You're making this all up. So I had to really live up to my name. And probably all of us are being called to that. Each of us are a chip of the block of healing. And, when we come together. So I had to step up and become Sut City. And I had to challenge.
Mhm.
I met with the director of the organization, and I printed out former students show me who are very good at medical research, showed me how to get the clinical trials that said directly, this drug blocks the transfer of immediate experience and long-term memory, blocks it, erases all possibility of remembering. So here I was, and I think I might have mentioned I had to go to a wedding and travel on multiple modes of transportation, trains and buses through New York City to get there, but I couldn't remember anything. And my sister had to be on the phone saying, okay, we're getting on this bus at this time, you're going to Poughkeepsie, and we've arranged a place for you to stay overnight so in the morning you can catch the train. It was so insane. Again, the trust I had to have in my loved ones it was awful. But the good thing, so I got a lot of messages today about really clearly that was really important. And I was reminded that the message I got was the slate has to be cleaned. And since we just need to get your memory, we need to get you reprogrammed, and we're doing a massive cleaning of the brain, the battery, by making you forget everything you ever knew. So that was pretty radical. And the message I got was that way back in the day, and Siri again knows that I encountered Siri Yan because I was having dreams that this very strange dude was showing up and saying, you are not the sheep, you are a shepherd. That was Yogi Bhajan appearing in dreams. And then suddenly I find this student of mine who knew Siri Yan from that wonderful Omega. And he was starting to teach me Kundalini Yoga. So anyway, that's how this whole journey started. And right from the start, it was always tests and tasks. And that's the words that came to me today. Tests and tasks for growth and development and letting go of the things that block me from the things I'm attached to, or habits or beliefs that keep me in the Piscean age and not moving in a relaxed, calm, beautiful way into the light of the Aquarian age. So tests and tasks, and it's like clarifying butter, Satsiti, heat and pressure to clarify, get rid of all the old dross. So I have to tell you, I did survive, but I took the bold move, and it was all led by soul, saying, I'm not taking this medicine anymore. I talked to the director of advocates. I said, and here is the documentation. And you need to go back to this psychiatrist and tell her that you got to listen to patients. But my own therapist was like, they don't have any time to listen to patients. So I'm finally liberated since 1981 from antidepressant medications, which had antipsychotics purposes too. So that's a big step. And you know what? I'm totally fine. So please, miracle. Amazing miracle. And I do community acupuncture here. And that has helped me. I think that's why the transition was so easy, even though the physical transition and the actual lived getting out of the tentacles of a system that was going to keep me on that forever, and changing the prison of my own beliefs, like, oh, I have to take this medicine, and oh, I have this problem, it'll never go away, and I was told it's genetic and since birth. It's all miracles are possible. Things I never dreamed possible are totally possible. And then to be living in the state for about a month of not having any memory, and then having to learn how to live without the past. Since the past, it's all about the future, and now it's all about now as a doorway into the future. So tests and tasks, and one of the things, what did Yogi Bhajan send me out to do as a test very early in the game? Sent me on some wild goose chase all over LA. I forget what it was like. Oh, I had to find this film producer. So it's the first time I'm in LA, and it did turn out, and we finally did connect with this film producer he wanted a movie made, but had no idea the name of the person or where, or at least he wouldn't disclose it. I had to figure it out. So tests and tasks, that's the process of clarification and becoming more and more radiant with soul and not the ego or fear or old beliefs or Piscean habits. So then the other part of it, and this is please put on your spiritual seatbelt. And what do? You put the air thing on your mouth on the airplane. This was
Right.
scary because Noam Chomsky, who is a deeply and profoundly brilliant man with a big heart, who has been a beacon of justice and truth, speaking truth to power in America. He's taught for many decades at MIT. Are you guys familiar with him?
Mm-hmm.
Noam Chomsky? Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, he just came out just yesterday. I caught it. I don't know how long it was very recent. Laying out, he said, I have to let you people know we are headed directly, we are already in a transfer to an authoritarian regime.
Yep.
And I'm going to send to Japa Saraswati just the links, because he's got like 14, Chomsky's got 14 things, just laying it out in the most calm, professional, I don't really mean professional, I mean spiritual, soulful way. Because all this is all about the soul of democracy, the soul in each of us, the soul of prosperity and abundance and health and radiance. And that's the Aquarian age, right? So he's laying out in very concrete terms, because I think he's really quite old now. He's in his 90s, and I think he just felt like he had to put it out there. He said, not trying to scare people, but I'm going to just go on trying to get back into my.
Mm-hmm.
Am I making sense here, Gian?
Yeah, this is great. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So here it is. I'll send it to Sir Gian and Japa Saraswati, but it's like, how much time do we have left? The trouble that I am terrified at the end of July, something really horrifying is
Yep.
coming.
Yep.
He believes it's going to be nuclear related, and what it has to do with NATO. And he never was a fearmonger ever. And he says World War III will be unlike any other war, and it poses the existential threat
Mm-hmm.
to all humanity. So, what's great about Chomsky, I think he just felt like he had to lay it all out. Why the truth is no longer okay. Yeah. So I hope I'm not getting too off task for you guys, but it basically, we're going to have some really heavy duty, serious political unrest and war on our own ground. We've always been having wars. We bring war to other people, but we haven't had to face it ourselves. So I remember time way back when, Siri, you were talking about this moment that would come where we have to just surrender to soul, lose our everything we thought that we had already learned and think is true. Like in my case, I just forgot everything. All that Catholic, one good example. I could never even tell
Okay.
you now
Puppy
about
sin. Come on.
Roman Catholic uh, catechism, which I was brought up on. So I really
Mm.
guess I have nothing else more to say, and I'll leave it to you guys to read through what a very brilliant, rational, soulful, I guess a genius of our time is saying. And he would never do this. I've been following him for decades. He came to University of Pittsburgh and was a teacher there for a little while. It's scary, but tests and tasks. We have everything we need to face this time. And I'm thankful for my teacher, Siri Gyan, and for all my teachers in each of you, and to have gotten into, this was a destiny to find this path. And I did get one of my tasks and tests is to humble myself and reconnect with the ashram and just use that as a great, the ashram community. I think I talked last week about reconnect. I got an assignment to, work on connecting the New Hampshire, St. Peterborough young energy with the wisdom experience of the Millis ashram. They have very different cultures. So I'm going to pass. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And phew,
Okay,
exciting time.
thank you, dear. We appreciate that. Now, somebody just left. Who is that?
It's Gian Das Prem, but some connection. Here he is. He's back. I think he just had a connection problem.
Okay, good. Thank you. And now, what about Harimandir? Is she can do anything?
I'm not,
This, huh?
I don't know. Harimandir, are you able to
Okay, a little bit. I am deeply into a huge task, and it's it's something that only I can do and have been able to do. And I've spent the last week doing it. It's a project in Juneau that's very specific to the neighborhood and all that stuff. But what I'm finding is that it is reminding me other than Siri Gian, if you turn off your microphones, because then I can't figure out what I'm saying.
I don't understand.
Oh, anybody who has their microphones on, except you,
Oh,
please turn them off, because I get distracted when I hear other things.
oh,
What it's giving, it has been a lesson in and a practice in, is at every point asking for help, asking for Babasiri Chand, because he's handy and he's the messenger on our shoulder, I guess. And staying in that that gratefulness and that asking. And of course, in that is remembering that this isn't, I'm not in control, I'm doing the work, but it's not my project, it's everybody's project. And I've been doing all the research, but now it's time to get it out, because my technical skills are far less than other people, but people are giving me the links. They're doing the researching it for me. So it's been fantastic. And it's been a great joy to focus on something I can do in my own community, rather than being continually distracted and I think of balloon popping whenever I read anything at the national level. So one of the things that Aagia Pal brought up is the fear of having to, I'm talking national level, Namchaski now, the fear of stepping out when there are what traditionally we've called evil is there that we have to stand up to. And whenever Siri Gian would tell us years and years and years and years ago how this is going to be terrible and we're going to have to sacrifice and all that, and it's always been really scary. I don't want to go there. But now that we're in it, that's the only thing we can do. I mean, it's still scary and stuff maybe, but it's obvious. It's where we are. Standing up it isn't as scary as it is. It just is. We have to do it. I love the alchemy part. So those are the. I guess that's my contribution.
Wonderful. That's great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you that I also have, it's like Soul has said, this is my, I have a retirement community.
Mm.
And Soul has told me that's for my, how do you say, like the leader of spirituality from there. And so I have things about medical, food, so on, to try to do that kind of thing. So I know what you're talking about. Okay. So I feel that other people are doing similar with your community.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Japa Saraswati, what's happening?
Satnam. The first thing I heard from Baba was kindness, that people have to be incredibly kind both to each other but also to themselves, because being unkind to oneself is just a tremendous waste of energy, and we don't have a lot of energy to waste. We have to use our energy on thriving. And he showed me like a sharing economy, like bartering, or like everybody pitching in and volunteering, helping one another, sharing our expertise and our knowledge together, sharing I'm seeing like sharing food, like for crops. Like if you've got a place where you're growing tomatoes and he's growing beans, then you trade tomatoes for beans, sort of. Um, and so that you can each, so that everybody can thrive together. And then what I kept on hearing is from the 21st Podi of Japji, that I want to, oh no, sorry, it's the 20th, that I want to read to everybody, that says, when your hands, your feet, and your body are dirty, take water and wash all the dust away. When your clothes have become stained with urine, take soap and wash out the stain. But when your mind becomes loaded with error and pain, wash your mind clean with the love of the name. Talking will never make you a saint. It's the actions you do again and again that create your own life and death. What you eat is what you sow. In God's will, O Nanak, we come and we go. And that, I kept on hearing it. And that's one of my favorite podis from Japji, because I think part of why I was hearing this was that talking will never make you a saint. What he showed me was that everybody has to pitch in. It's not just talking, you have to actually act. I remember when I was writing for the newspaper, there was a singer who had been, she was a blues musician from New Orleans, and when Hurricane Katrina came, I wrote that she prayed with her biceps in the cleanup process, and she was one of those people who worked tirelessly to rebuild the community and dig people out and help with the aftermath of the flooding. And that's what I saw, was that we all have to be praying with our biceps, that talking will never make you a saint. It's the actions you do again and again that create your own life and death. And there's another translation that says instead of life and death, it alludes to reincarnation. So um, it's and it's the emphasis on the things that we do again and again. It's not something that you can just do once. Oh, that was the other part of the message from Bubba, was that it's about karma. So like part of what I heard was to be meticulous with your karmas, like don't wrong people, don't don't get skimpy on it now. This is not the time to feel like, oh, well, the chips are down. Everybody's taking a punch, so I can take a swipe too. That's not the time for this. The time is really being meticulous with our karmas, and then what you eat is what you sow. In God's will, O Nanak, we come and we go, and and that really means that too. That what we eat is what we sow. It's karma, and it's also part of the garden. And then also part of it was um when your hands, your feet, and your body are dirty, take water and wash all the dust away. Um like when the chips are down, when things get bad, really the ablutions, the water will help, and also to keep clean, to not get an infection, because people are going to be really stressed. And if you run around dirty, you can really get sick. And that's something that I feel for this coming timing, the time of the change, um, because I'm feeling volcanoes, and and how do I say it? That there's going to be things that are affecting the quality of the water, that people are going to be becoming more dirty, and that we really have to take care to be clean with ourselves. And also, when your mind becomes loaded with error and pain, then wash your mind clean with the love of the name. I really see that as refuge in the Nam, and um to just be focused on the light as much as possible, because there's going to be a lot of darkness around us. So that is a really wonderful thing. And then all of Japji was also part of my message, to use Japji. Like, I don't know if you guys remember this, it was so long ago, but when I was living at Chris's house and his daughter was flushing her dirty clothes down the toilet, and it created a huge block in the plumbing. That went out to the street, and she was so embarrassed, and it happened over a holiday weekend, and there was crappy water coming back into the bathtubs, and it was horrible. So Chris went out and he rented a big snake from Home Depot over the holiday weekend, because we weren't going to get a plumber out there, given it was like a 3-day weekend. And the whole time it was happening, I was playing Japji, because, and I told him that we have to infuse the air. We have to, if we can't fix it with the same energy that it got broken. Otherwise, it's just going to break itself again. You know, like it's just going to happen again and again and again if we don't rewrite those old patterns. And that's what this time is for, is to rewrite the old patterns. And for me, Japji has always been really helpful. I especially like the version in English, so that I can really connect with, like I connect with it in Gurmukhi as well, but I really, it helps me to connect stronger in English, to really focus on the meaning of the words. Um And then just right back again to kindness to self, to being super loving and kind to the self, because it's a total waste of energy to be beating yourself up or dragging yourself down or tearing yourself apart. Like you're only going to have to rebuild. So don't waste time on doing anything but extreme kindness to the self. I guess that was my message.
Well, that was a good one. God bless you, dear. That's great. Wow. That's a lot from all of you and all of us from Baba City Chan. So breathe, just breathe with that, with heart breath, to move all of that. You all are truly understanding about the move and the change that's happening. And I hope that you understand that you're not going to get upset or to learn how to change. Just let it know, because you all are understanding from Baba Siddhichan how to change in this alchemy.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
Or are you listening?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I just want to say what a help to me. As I was listening to Harimandir, the joy in her voice, you know, the frequency of, wow, she's really happy, kind of permeated me. You know, I said, wow, okay, great. You know, getting to share and to help, you know, someone else. And and that's the other thing that I've been, you know, kind of focusing on, and that's where joy comes from. 'Cause I was asking about that to myself, you know. And I also appreciated the Satsiri's comment about Noam Chomsky, whom I had a study, oh my God, in college. But this is a side of him I was never aware of. And his use of language, and that's how I studied him for, you know, and everything. But now, so there's a transformation uh, mm, in a very educated genius, who's come along, who's awake, who's in his 90s and who's awake. And I really appreciated her pointing that out, because I had forgotten, you know, the bringing back to the memory. And she um, talks about her memory, but I had forgotten about him. And so, you know, I really, really appreciated that. And then, so Japa Saraswati with uh, Japji, that was an absolutely beautiful poti, the 20. And and I really appreciated that. So all of this was a real big, you know, help to me, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. That's wonderful. Okay, so just continue a little bit more to let all of that, let the rain, you might call it the rain, into your own ground
Mm,
to know what's happening,
mm.
to let it happen, and again, give us about 2 minutes for a heart breath. Your pure love with heart breath. And inhale and exhale and breathe. Because you will understand what is happening, and that is the joy and the happiness of finding about the moving future, because you're not upsetting, you're not saying that you can't understand what's happening, because you know from Baba Siddhi Chand how to move through that fire. God bless all of you. Okay. And stay with Baba Siddhi Chand. Love you, all of you. Love you. Sat Nam. See you next week.
May the long time sun shine upon you. All around you. And the pure light within.
Within you,
God,
find your way on.
God,
Find your way on.
God,
Find your way on.
Inhale. So and bless you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
so much.
everybody.
Thank
Love you all.
you. Wahe Guru.
Have a
I'll
good
send the
week.
link
Good
for the
night.
Chauncey stuff to you.
All right.
Adios.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Yep.